I have the cafe right across this from City Hall. They had an emergency meeting at City Hall. John came over and was obviously distraught by something, and I said, "Hey man, what's going on?" He said, "Well, they're going to dump a pile of sand in the yard across the street there. Do you have a shovel?" And I said, "Yeah, I got a shovel. You know, what can I do?" He said, "Well, as soon as you can, just get over there with a shovel and start bagging sand." And I said, before Jim came over, it was just me. So yeah, it was very daunting. I think it was one of those like flashpoint situations where you kind of just you kind of say, well, I don't have any other choice. Somebody thinks that this is a pretty serious situation, and we should do everything we can to make it better, you know. And so you don't really think about stuff at that point. You kind of just turn into the guy who needs to be told what to do and do it until you can't anymore. There are very few times in my life when I was part of something that I felt was bigger than myself. It was one of those times where I was standing shoulder to shoulder with people I knew tertiarily, you know what I mean? Not even like primarily friends with, and I was standing shoulder to shoulder with them in, you know, a situation that we didn't want to be in, and we could laugh and joke and talk about how, you know, we're standing in each other's, you know, sewage essentially, and laugh about it, you know what I mean? And that, to me, like, just to be able to have that sense of community next to somebody else in a situation that was otherwise pretty terrible, and to have a smile on my face and to be able to say to them, "Hey man, thanks for your help," and mean it, because, you know, a lot of my well-being, whether it be, you know, professional or personal, was on the line. And so to grow a sense of community under those circumstances, I think that the ties are a lot stronger. The bonds are a lot less likely to break. Those 2 months, you know, May and June, were tough for our company. We had to scale back hours. We took days off of the schedule that we were supposed to be open, and that was just a function of there weren't people in town except for, you know, emergency relief effort people. It kind of necessitated us to make some hard decisions. That's the meat of our business season. You know, we try to do a bulk of our lion's share of our sales in May, June, July, because that's when people are on vacation. That's when people are visiting Roachport. The trail's beautiful at that time. The riding conditions are perfect for 12 hours a day. So it was really unfortunate timing for our business. And yeah, we were affected pretty negatively. You know, we'd get phone calls every day. "Are you guys underwater? I heard you're underwater." You know, and it was like this campaign of, you know, "No, we're not underwater. No, everything's fine. No, we're gonna be here," you know, because there were so many people and so many places that were close to us that were affected. Do we speak truth to power in these times, for politicians to start to be aware that the inaction taken in the halls of whatever, you know, hallowed building they inhabit because we sent them there, in these times, this should be a time when all people come together and say to the people that they have elected, "Hey man, we're serious about this. I got kids, you got kids, let's make it better for them." So, I mean, as a person who votes, as a person who shows up every time there is an election, whether it be local, state, federal, I vote with my conscience. And my conscience right now is voting for people who are doing things to mitigate the risk of climate change, to become more cognizant of our impact on the natural world and what we're doing to it, and trying to find ways to either scale back or completely mitigate the risk of it continuing, because I do think we only get one, and this is ours and we should take care of it.